the gently rolling hills of Appalachia, a deadly secret burns.
I got 50,000 barrels of cyanide rolling down there right now.
Protected by the silence of a town living in fear.
Young'uns are dying. People down here don't take to strangers. They do a hard day's work, go to church on Sunday, that's it. We have a special visitor to our community.
Now, an outsider has come into their world.
You really are new here.
I gotta stand out a little bit, do I?
To reveal the danger.
What's this smoke over here in the mountains?
Oh, they've been burning that mountain for 12 and a half years.
Protect the innocent.
You look prettier than a speckled book. That's just what I was gonna say.
And expose the conspiracy.
I made $16 million on this deal. You think I'm giving it back?
One of these days you'll say the money ain't worth what's gonna do to my people. You need to be careful about slinking around here.
Somebody's gonna get hurt.
It's gonna get a little hot around here.
Who are you?
I'm a federal agent.
It has to look like an accident. A big accident.
You're playing with the country girl is over.
I was gonna go take care of Hannah.
Tubby.
Come back here and get you.
Do you have any help? Because without it, you could be searching for years.
We don't have years.
I want the mine sealed, and I want Taggart buried inside it.
Tell your boss I'm coming to get him.
Steven Seagal turns up the heat.
You know, on second thought, I'll tell him.
Fire down below.
Fire Down Below is an action drama thriller movie that was released on September 5th, 1997. This is yet another movie starring Steven Seagal. Let's find out if it's good by starting with the story. The story follows EPA agent Jack Taggart, who is investigating the strange death of a fellow agent. While posing as a worker in a Kentucky small town, he discovers that businessman Orrin Hanner Jr. is running an operation that includes toxic waste dumping into a coal mine shaft. Jack must stop the criminals behind this environmental hazard. I think the story is not that good. This is one of those movies that tried to do the whole save the environment shit that was really popular in the 90s. Now, it's not done as badly as the other environmental movie Steven Seagal did, which, keep in mind, is On Deadly Ground. That movie is so fucking preachy that I'm not even going to review it. But as for Fire Down Below, it still deals with the issue in a way that seems it doesn't understand that environmentalism is a much more complicated issue than on the surface. However, that's not actually the problem I have with this movie. The real problem is that this is hardly Steven Seagal's most memorable movie or performance for that matter. I really do think Steven Seagal is a pretty fucking good actor. I mean, he doesn't have much range to begin with, but what he is able to do, he does very well. And sometimes that's all you need. But in this movie, he seems to not really be having fun with it. Or at least not as much fun as his other movies. I don't know. But if he really didn't have fun, I don't blame him, because the movie itself is pretty forgettable and dull. I was not really invested in the story as it went on. That is a huge fucking problem. Not helping is that the love interest and the villains are pretty fucking boring. Also, seeing how the movie is set in Kentucky, it has redneck characters that you would find in a few movies and shows like this. That in and of itself is not a problem. In fact, a TV show that I like is set in Kentucky. But the characters in this movie are ones that I've seen before, and the writers don't do anything interesting with them. Another problem is that the action scenes are not that great. They seem unorganized and way too short for my liking. A staple of Steven Seagal movies is him going into a place, interrogating some criminals, and using fighting skills that are not always conventional. This movie does include that in there, but because let's face it, you have to include it at some point. While it is pretty good, it feels like it was shoehorned in at the last minute. It's like the filmmakers thought, oh, we have Steven Seagal as the lead. Well, we have to include those scenes where he tears up the scene and is very intimidating and fights a bit. It makes the movie a little more interesting, but it has absolutely no effect on the quality of the movie. Now, as for the production values, they are decent. The cinematography, editing, sound, and sets are all done competently. The music is pretty forgettable, however. Overall, Fire Down Below is a pretty mediocre movie. The action scenes are short and not very satisfying, and the story is not good enough to make me look past that. The production values are decent, and the environmental angle this movie takes is done a damn sight better than on Deadly Ground. But that's not enough for me to actually enjoy this movie. The biggest problem with it is that it is dull. I won't go so far as to say it's the most boring fucking movie I've ever seen, but you're not missing much if you choose not to watch it. Overall, I gave Fire Down Below 2 out of 5 stars, with the title of Okay But Lacks Staying Power. Anyway, I'm Spike Robot. If you like this video, you can subscribe to my channel. And see you next time. Support our troops.